Hello everyone, this is Karen and this is going to be the tryout for the Khadi smooth paper sketchbook. So this is a sketchbook that I purchased with my latest haul, and in the video I explained that basically I purchased the smooth version of this paper because I do have the cold pressed, but the cold pressed was very much like a rough. So I decided to go with the smooth texture, hoping to get a cold press. So this is the small sketchbook, and forgive me, I do not have an inched ruler. It's 16 centimeters by 13 centimeters. Also, I love this. Okay, sorry. Okay, so 16 by 13, and the name is actually on the back, which, well, some people might like, some people might not like. I do prefer my names to be on the front, so I can distinguish the front from the back, but it's a personal preference of mine. So let's open this up, and I admit I already opened it because it has a very distinct smell of like when you have your clothes in a wardrobe, in a wooden wardrobe, and you leave them in for too long. That's a little bit how it smells. So it's actually a recycled cotton rag, so kind of makes sense that it smells like clothes, but you know, it's something you might want to take into consideration if you're like me and you like draw two fingers from your page. You will get to smell it. Okay, so the first and the second page are actually glued together, and this happens also on the back. Okay, so basically you will have some problems using the first page. So I will just skip straight to the third one, and well, I will think of what I'm going to do with these ones. Also, the edges are the edges are cut like this. So I'm going to take a paper from the single sheets, so you can have an idea. This one is the cold press that I had, and it's used, but just for the sake of comparison. Okay, here you can see the edges are basically the same. Also, these pages are like one single sheet and probably bent enough and then stitched together in the middle, because all of the edges are the same, like broken style. Also, another thing that is different between the pages is the texture. You can actually kind of see its texture in its vertical and horizontal threads a little bit, but in some pages the threads are a little bit rotated, so they're not exactly the same in each and every page, but hopefully that will not be a problem. Also, let me pick this up again. Hopefully it shows, or if you can hear it. Okay, so I can already tell you that the paper in the sketchbook is definitely smoother than the ones from the cold pressed paper that I had. It is not a smooth paper. Let me tell you, it is not smooth, definitely not satiny. It's very close to how a cold pressed paper is supposed to be like. So if you're like me, if you prefer cold pressed paper and you want to try the Khadi paper, going for the smooth one is going to be your best choice. Also, because the cold press one gave me some problems with my pens, because I had to like press really hard to get the ink in all the grooves, so this one is definitely going to be better. So what I want to do now is like a short test of both pen work and nib work, because I finally I'm starting to use my dip pens, so I really want to try them. And I will later on color the two sketches with watercolor and give you my my impressions over the paper. And then probably we do a video at a later time updating you if I kept on using this sketchbook and how it behaves. Alright, let's pick the supplies.
So the first thing I want to say is that I forgot to mention that this paper is actually 210 GSM in weight, so it's actually a little bit thinner than the packs you can buy from Khadi. The other thing is that I wanted to test it out in two different ways. The first with a normal liner. If you have the Sakura Micron, they work just fine. In this case I had a uni pin and I used that. The other way I wanted to use it is with a dip pen, since lately I have been using them a lot. So the main difference between the two is that the liner works perfectly fine on the paper, whereas the dipping pen has this sort of bleed around it, possibly because of the amount of ink on the tip of the nib. However, I don't feel like this is a disadvantage, it's simply a difference you can get by changing up your methods, I guess. And I have to say that I have been using this sketchbook a lot lately, and I have basically been using just dipping pens because I just love this bleeding effect. It looks very, I don't know, very antique. But of course you can just use a normal fine liner and it will work just fine. Then I decided to color in the two drawings, and of course I colored in some other drawings as well. And I have to say I really like this paper. The texture is in fact closer to a cold press than a smooth one, so I was really happy with it because I do not like smooth paper. Another thing that I have to mention is that this paper can take a lot of water despite it being only 210 GSM in weight. It can handle a lot of water and it does not buckle. I mean, it does buckle a little bit when you put water on it, but like the other Khadi paper, it just becomes flat again with no weight needed. So this is actually pretty awesome because I hate when my sketchbooks just grow in size because the paper buckles. And another thing that I wanted to say is that you can layer as much colors on them as you want, and it can hold them just like it can hold a lot of water. It can handle a lot of layering, so definitely happy with this paper. That's it. I have nothing else to say about about this sketchbook. I really like using it, and I have been using it a lot. In fact, I have been neglecting my Stillman and Burn one for this one. I will have to change this sooner or later because it's feeling neglected. I can feel it. Okay, so hopefully you like this little review, and until next time.